Come on in, Mr. Templar.
Well, Warden, how are you?
Just as gloomy as ever. Sit down. I haven't seen you for a long time.
Oh, I do my best to keep out of jail.
You do your best to keep a lot of people in jail. What can I do for you?
Well, I wanted permission to see one of your prisoners.
No. Who?
Yes, Tommy Patchek.
Sorry, can't be done. Patchek's in the prison hospital. No visitor allowed. He per the doctor.
Oh, I see.
Do you know Tommy?
Well, he did some work for me years ago, that's all. I didn't even know he was inside until I got his letter.
A letter? That's odd. What the hell we got it out of here?
Carrier pigeon, perhaps?
Not likely. Mind if I take a look at it?
No, of course not. Here it is.
Dear Mr. Templar, maybe I got no right asking your help, but I need it bad. They're trying to kill me, but I don't know why. Tommy Patchek.
You know, I've got a hunch Tommy's telling the truth. Am I right, Warden?
Yes, you are. Patchek's been here for 3 years. He's due out next spring, and in 3 years, there have been 5 attempts on his life by other prisoners. The latest was just yesterday.
Oh, was he seriously hurt?
He was shivved in the yard, injured but not seriously. We don't know who did it, and Patchek's too scared to tell. Most likely we'll never know.
Warden, haven't you any way of protecting him?
Protect him? Look, Simon, this prison was built for 1,200 men. I got 4,000. Every year, society sends me thousands more, and they say, keep them animals in for a few years and send them back to us good citizens. Protect Patchek. Why, I can't even...
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Oh, there's been a break. Hello, Evans. Where? How many? I'll be right over.
What is it, Warden?
Your friend Patchek. I guess he couldn't wait for your help. He's gone.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Read all about the prison break. Patchek's still at large. Read all about it. Extra, extra.
Taxi? Oh, taxi! Well, good afternoon, Louis.
Good afternoon, Mr. Templar. Ain't it a heavenly day?
Yes, Louis, it is.
Oh, where to, Mr. Templar?
312 Main Street, Louis.
Oh, I gotcha. You read about that prison break last night, Mr. Templar. They say this Patchek rode out in a laundry truck. You think they'll catch him?
Oh, sooner or later, Louis. They always do.
You know something? I kind of hope they don't. In my subconscious, that is. Why is that, Mr. Templar?
It's the universal feeling of guilt, Louis. Whenever there's a man in hiding, that man might be you or me.
Yeah. Freud, huh?
Louis, it's Freud.
Yeah, that's what I said. Sigmund Freud. You know something more, Mr. Templar? I kind of felt this way when that leopard escaped last spring. Remember? Then he came back to a cage all by himself. It was kind of sad.
It's an allegory, Louis.
Oh, no, it was a leopard. You think Patchek will come back to his cage, Mr. Templar?
Well, I'm afraid for him that there's no hiding place. Hey, isn't this Main Street, Louis?
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure. 312. Anyone we know?
Got a tip that Tommy Patchek used to live here. Perhaps if I can help him, then you and I won't feel so guilty. Wait for me, Louis, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'll be.
What's the matter?
I've been to this house before.
You got friends in strange places.
True. And as I remember, the landlady was one of the most charming, cultivated, damsels I've ever had the pleasure of meeting.
Yeah, some guys got all the luck. Hey, you sure you don't want me to come with you?
No thanks, Louis. I want her all to myself.
Yeah, what do you want?
Dear heart and gentle person, don't you remember me?
I got a very poor memory.
Well, I'm a friend of Tommy Patchek.
Oh, you are? Well, glad to meet you. I'm Pocahontas. You're a cop. Cops have been thicker than flies around here. Uniforms and detectives both. Thicker than flies.
Well, for here, that's pretty thick.
Hey, I run a respectable rooming house. But every time a cop comes to the front door, 5 of my roomers fly out the back.
So your rumors are of the jailbird variety?
Cops. Worse for business than bed bugs and clogged toilets combined. I hate cops. What do you want, cop?
Oh, fair maiden, I am not a policeman, really. I'm trying to help Tommy if I can. If you know anything...
I got a very poor memory.
Well, now, here. Would a treasury note refresh it, Hetty?
I got a memory like an elephant. Come on in.
Thank you. Now, about Tommy Patchek.
Well, you sure you're not a cop?
Quite sure.
Well, I ain't looking for Tommy to come here. But he's got a sister, Nancy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Cops don't either. They were raised separate, and Tommy didn't want her brought into his trouble.
Any idea where I could find her?
I got a very poor memory.
Oh, well, here we are.
Thanks. She works at the Voodoo Room. Cigarette girl.
Voodoo Room. That's Charlie Farrelly's place, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. Say you're positive you're not a cop.
Madam, I may as well confess. I'm a personal emissary of J. Edgar Hoover.
You are, huh? Well, that's good enough for me. Finest president we ever had. Funny dresser, though.
Thank you, fair maiden. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Bartender,
Who you think you're talking to?
you're standing behind the bar. I presumed you were the bartender.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Joe is. I'm a big shot around here.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I'll wait for Joe, the small shot.
Yeah. You'll have a long wait. He went out to get a drink, which means he won't be back for several drinks. What'll it be?
Yeah. Scotch over ice, please.
Coming up. Hey,
Thank you. Nancy around?
Nancy around. Who wants to know? Guy wears a necktie, drinks scotch in the afternoon, thinks all the girls should fall down dying dead. Every time he waves his little pinky around, I say...
Look, all I asked is Nancy...
Big man, drinks scotch in the afternoon, thinks he's got a right to...
All right. Go on. Go away, Frank.
Real big operator here, drinking scotch in the
I
afternoon.
said go away, please. You talk too much, you don't say anything. Just go polish your glasses.
Yeah, okay. Big pinstripes, shirt wearing, necktie, little flippin'...
Well, you wanted to see me? What about?
I was down at the state prison last night. I had a letter from a man who wanted to see me, but he couldn't wait.
Tommy.
Yes, I'm Simon Templar. I used to know your brother.
What do you want from me?
I want to help Tommy if I can. Can you help me?
Hey, you're the saint, aren't you? I remember Tommy talked about you. Could you, come to my place later. Here's my address.
What time?
Around 11. I'll take off early tonight.
I'll be there, Nancy. Do you think there's any chance Tommy might come?
I don't know. I'm not real sure.
Excuse me, but I got a message to deliver, Mac.
Well, what is it, Jack?
Mr. Farrelly said that he wants to see you in his office.
Keep out of this, Frank. Farrelly doesn't even know he's here.
I said Mr. Farrelly wants to see Mr. Man of Distinction here. And if I gotta persuade him, then I'll persuade him.
Oh, stop flexing your muscles, Frank. You'll need your strength for the cocktail hour.
I said Mr. Farrelly wants to see you.
Oh, my, what an unattractive gun. Matches your manners and your face.
Listen here, Mac.
No, please, Mr. Templar.
Lead on, Jack.
Nah, you lead. I'll be right behind you just to make sure that you don't get lost on the way there. You just stay here, Nancy. Some big deal, this guy, Scotch in the afternoon, thinks he's all the way with the women. Should fall down dying after every time he sees. I tell you. A guy to see you, Mr. Forelli. He was bashful, so I brought him.
Oh, come in, Mr.
Templar. Simon Templar.
Yeah. Welcome to the voodoo room, Mr. Templar. Come in. Cigar?
Oh, thank you.
That's our own brand, see? I have them hand-rolled in Miami, and here, have a vial of our perfume for the lady of your choice. Voodoo from the voodoo room.
Oh, thank you. Where did you pick up this little trick?
Who, Frank?
Yes.
Well, he's rather class-conscious, but a hard worker.
Yeah, he was asking about Tommy Patchek, Mr. Forelli.
Indeed. Well, are you a friend of Tommy's, Mr. Templar?
Possibly.
Possibly, Hey, you might possibly be in touch with him soon.
I couldn't say.
You couldn't say. But you could tell us the basis of your interest in Tommy.
I could, but I see no reason to.
Oh, you see no reason to, Mr. Templar. Showing interest in people's affairs is not always healthy. Teach him that, Frank.
Yeah, sure. You're not such a big operator now, huh?
That's enough, Frank, that's enough. No more having fun. Throw him out in the back way.
Well, okay, Mr. Forelli. hey, Mr. Forelli, I think I broke that bottle of perfume you gave him. I heard something crack.
Well, look at the bright side, Frank. It might have been a rib.
Yeah, might have, yeah. Saves him right, drinking scotch in the afternoon, wearing a necktie.
Louis.
Hey, Mr. Templar, what happened? Here, wait, I'll help you into the cab.
Thank you, Louis.
Oh, gee, what happened, Mr. Templar? You look horrible. You sure smell pretty, but,
Oh, that's a doubtful consolation. I tangled with a Mr. Charlie Forelli.
Oh, yeah? How does he look, huh?
Not a scratch, though my head may have bent the gun he beat me with.
Forelli's bad medicine. You stay away from him, Mr. Templar. The less you know about his business, the better.
Maybe. But after you take me home for repairs, you could take me to the morgue.
The morgue? You feeling that bad?
The newspaper morgue.
Oh.
I'm going to do some checking on Forelli. I began to detect quite an odor about this whole business.
Yeah. So do I. You see, I hardly trust myself in the same cab with you. You get it, Mr. Templar, you said you detect an odor, right? And I said that...
Louis, drive.
Yeah, okay.
Hello, Sam.
Hey, well, Simon Templar, the Robin Hood of modern crime. How are things in Sherwood Forest?
Oh, the trees are on strike and the squirrels want the vote.
Well, come in. Sit down, let's chew the fat. You know anything bad about anybody?
Yes, that's why I'm here. I wonder if I could look at your files on Charlie Forelli.
Oh, no need to get dusty there. I can tell you all you want to know. Forelli came to this country around 25 years ago, probably from Sicily. Nobody knows for sure. He made big dough in Prohibition days. Liquor mostly. Bought a nightclub. Might be on the level now, might not. He's got big connections, underworld and otherwise. Police never pinned anything on him, and if you ask me, they never will. He's a smart operator.
Thanks, Sam. How's your memory on Tommy Patchek?
That I had to pull the file on him just with the breakout last night, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, sent up for 3 years ago for attempted robbery. You know, he and his buddy tried to hold up a liquor store. His partner was killed. Nick Pantella, I think his name was. Tommy was shot but recovered. He claimed the whole thing was a frame-up.
Now, why would anyone want to frame him?
Well, he didn't know, and I guess that's why nobody believes him.
I see. Well, thanks, Sam.
Anytime, Saint. Hey, that's an interesting egg you got on your forehead there. You got a story for the morning edition?
No, someone decided to take out their proletarian frustrations on my skull.
Now, why would anybody want to do that?
I don't know. Maybe it's my cologne.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I was wondering why you smell like a Tijuana dance hall.
Yeah. It's that old voodoo. Good night, Sam.
Who is it?
Simon Templar, Nancy.
Come in, quickly.
Is anybody watching the house?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. Mr. Templar, your face.
Oh, you should see the rest of me. Well, that didn't come out quite right.
Well, what happened? Did Frank beat you up?
Well, he and his gun, but I'm the durable type.
I despise him. He's always hanging around as if he owns me. I hate him. But I'm afraid of him, too.
What about Forelli?
I don't know. I get the feeling he's watching me all the time. I almost feel sometimes like that's why he hired me, so he could watch me.
Does he know Tommy Patchick's your brother?
I'm not sure. But he seems to know everything about local crime. Oh, you should see the type of men who come into the club. Mr. Templar, what's Tommy done? Why is somebody trying to kill him?
Now, come on, Nancy. Here's a shoulder to cry on.
I'm sorry. I'm not the crying type. It's just knowing that Tommy's out there somewhere cold, scared, and hunted and alone.
Well, maybe he won't be alone if we can reach him, or if he could reach us. Does he know where you live?
Well, yeah, but how can he get in here?
There's someone outside the door. Let's find out who.
Frank!
Well, you're quite an accomplished man, Frank. You tend bar, beat up the customers, listen at keyholes. What else do you do?
Yeah, I take guys I find in my girl's room and I throw them down the stairs.
Frank, get out.
Ooh, did you forget your pistol, Frank? You might need it.
Big lady killing operator, huh? Well, come on, let's see how you bounce, fella. Boy, stand still, Templar.
And this is for the egg in my head, Frank.
Ooh.
And this is just because I don't like you.
Oh, Mr. Templar.
I hope your neighbors don't object to noisy parties, Nancy.
Come here, Mr. Templar. Are you hurt?
No, I got to dance face to face with Frank this time. I'm feeling pretty good. Happily, I don't think Frankie will be mixing me any more drinks.
You were pretty terrific.
Oh, was I? No, well, you know best. Good night, Nancy.
Oh, you leaving?
Oh, no, indeed. Frankie might be back. I'll sit up and you take the bedroom. Now, get some rest. Did you sleep at all last night?
No, I kept waiting for Tommy.
Yes. Well, go get some rest. I'll stretch out on the couch.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if he comes...
If Tommy comes, I'll awaken you, and if Frank comes back, I'll tell you where to send the flowers.
All right, Mr. Templar.
Nancy.
Well, yes, Mr. Templar.
If I'm going to spend the night on your couch, you better call me Simon. Hey, Nancy.
Yes, Simon?
Do I smell coffee and bacon?
Well, you do.
Oh, Nancy, men have married for such an aroma.
Mm-hmm. Well, breakfast will be ready in a minute.
Did you get any sleep?
Yeah, I did finally. Simon, I wonder if they picked up Tommy yet.
No, they didn't. I went out this morning around 6 and bought a paper.
Ooh,
Here.
let me see. Police narrow trap after Patrick escaped. Bandit still at large. Oh, Simon. What's that?
It's your brother. He's on the fire escape.
Oh, Tommy.
Nancy.
Tommy.
Come on now. Let me help you, Tommy. Here you go.
I made it, sis.
Oh, Tommy, come here. Sit down over here.
Yeah, come on. That's it.
Don't talk. I'll get you breakfast and put you to bed. You're all right now, Tommy.
Did anyone see you come in?
I don't know. I had to break out, Saint. They'd kill me. They.
I know. Now, pull yourself together. We haven't got much time. Who's trying to kill you?
Well, I think Forelli.
Why? What do you have on him?
I don't know. I don't know.
But you must. There has to be a reason.
Please, Simon, can't you leave him alone?
I can't. Frank, Forelli, the police, some of them or all of them will be here any minute.
No, don't let them take me back. Don't let them take me back. They'll kill me.
Look, we've got to find out why, Tommy. Nancy, give him some coffee.
All right. Right away.
Thanks.
Now, you say Forelli's trying to have you killed. That means you know something or he thinks you do. What is it?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out for 3 years.
Oh, please, just let him alone. Let him rest.
There's no time. You say the holdup was a frame, right?
Yeah, we didn't even have guns. I mean, Nick and I just went in for some beer, and then the owner started shooting at us, and he got Nick, and he meant to get me, too. When I came to, there was a gun planted on me, and one on Nick.
Did Nick know Forelli?
I got a rest for a while.
No time, Tommy. You've got to answer me.
Yeah. Nick knew Forelli. I think he knew him from Sicily, but he never said. Sure, Nick was lazy, but he was a good guy.
He didn't work. How did he get along?
Well, I got the idea that Forelli gave him money. I don't know why.
Well, you were his friend.
Well, yeah, we lived in the same rooming house on 3rd.
Oh, I know where that is. I was there yesterday and met your charming landlady. Did Nick ever tell you anything about Forelli? About anything at all?
Can't you see he's exhausted?
Look, would you rather see him exhausted or dead? Tell me, Tommy, did Nick ever tell you anything about Forelli?
Go
on.
Just that if anything ever happened to him, to Nick, I mean, I was to look for the ace in the hole.
Did you? No, you couldn't. You were shot and railroaded into prison. What happened to Nick's things, do you know?
They were sold, I guess. He kept everything in an old trunk.
An old trunk? Any chance it might still be at the rooming house?
Maybe.
Tommy, look. Is there any way we can get into that house without being seen? The police are watching it.
I don't know.
Please, Tommy, you've got to know.
Yeah, I do. Through the backyard, next door, then through the garage.
Come on, Nancy. We're taking him out of here.
Well, you can't move him now, Simon.
We'll move him if I have to carry him. If we leave him here, Forelli will kill him. Come on. If that trunk is still there, we've got a chance. Louis, listen very carefully.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Templar. It's your nickel.
Are you feeling particularly reckless today?
What do you mean?
How would you like to take somebody for a ride?
Whoa, wait a minute, Mr. Templar. You know there ain't nothing I wouldn't do for you. You know that. But, taking someone for a ride, my wife wouldn't like that.
You haven't got a wife.
Oh, yeah, but if I had one, she wouldn't like that. No, honest, Mr. Templar, I never bumped nobody off in my whole life.
And I wouldn't expect you to start now. I just want you to take somebody for a ride in your cab.
Oh, yeah, that the missus would approve of.
Understand. This somebody is somebody the police want. I don't want them to find him just yet.
Ah, gotcha. Speed limits and stop signs shall be obeyed.
And look, take it easy. He's in pretty bad shape.
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Templar. I'll put a clean diaper on him. He'll think he's in a baby buggy.
Louis, you have the heart of a poet.
Oh, Mr. Templar, I bet you say that to all the cab drivers.
Now, stand right behind this door, Nancy, until I...
Hey! What are you doing sneaking in the back way? This is a respectable rooming house. Would be if I had respectable roomers.
Look, Mother, I haven't got much time. Do you remember Nick Pantella?
I got a very poor memory.
Perhaps this autographed engraving of a former president might help you remember.
Nick? Oh, sure I do. Was shot 3 years ago. Dead now.
Yes, I know. Did he leave a trunk here?
Yeah, I got a very bad memory.
Oh, here. Maybe President Lincoln can help you remember.
Ah, yes, great man. Loved the theater, you know. Well, I sold the trunk.
What?
Well, at least the stuff in it. I had the perfect right. He didn't give me my 2 weeks' notice before leaving.
But the trunk is still here.
It's down in the cellar. This door here.
Ah, thank you.
That's okay. I won't mention it to anybody. Won't even mention that Tommy Patchek's sister is standing right in my hall behind the door. Of course, the cops be kind of interested because they're looking for her brother just the same.
You've got a perfect right to call the police if you want to.
Oh, not me. I hate the cops. Of course, if they was to ask me, I got such a good memory
Here,
that...
all I've got left is for George Washington.
Thanks. Great general. Hated cherry trees. You were never here.
Wait a minute, Nancy, till I get the light. Do you see it?
I think so. Well, there's only one trunk here.
Oh, looks like Forelli covered this angle years ago, huh? Lining's all ripped up. So is the bottom.
Oh, it's no use then, huh?
Perhaps Nick Pantella read Poe's The Purloined Letter. You see this waybill on the trunk?
Yeah?
Let's see if it comes off.
What's that proof?
That the best hiding place is sometimes the most obvious. Look, there's a newspaper clipping on the other side. It's in Italian.
Can you translate it?
No, but I'll find someone who can, and when I do...
Not sure what's
Save
going on.
yourself the trouble, Mr. Templar.
Oh, Simon!
Hello, Forelli.
Hi there, Mac.
Hi there, big shot. Did you bring your cocktail shaker?
I'll take that clipping. Keep him covered, Frank. Thank you.
Well, what do you propose to do now?
What do I propose? Now? What would you do?
Nothing. You're licked, Forelli. You can destroy that clipping, but I can guess what it says. You killed a man in Sicily years ago and had to flee the country. Nick Pantella knew it and was blackmailing you. You had him killed and tried to have Tommy killed at the same time, just in case Nick told him about it.
Just because he might know? And if I committed this crime, Mr. Templar, why didn't they extradite me?
Because Italian politics are what they are, and accepting bribes, wherever they come from, is just business. But since then, corruption's on its way out, and you haven't been too sure. So, for the minor price of a couple of lives, you set out to buy yourself some liability insurance. Tough luck for Nick and Tommy.
Everything is for sale, Mr. Templar. And if you've got the money, everybody wants to be your friend. Now, where's Tommy? Nancy?
She doesn't know, Forelli.
Do you?
I think I'll just let you brood about that one.
Uh-huh. What do you think we should do, Frank, huh?
Well, it looks like it's him or you, Mr. Forelli.
How about the girl, Frank?
Nobody I know, Mr. Forelli.
You heard what he said, kiddo. Well, Frank?
It won't work for Ellie.
It won't work. Well, differences of opinion is what makes the horse races, huh, Mr. Templar? Do it, Frankie.
What's all the commotion down here? I run a respectable boarding house. Even the roaches wear ties.
Hey, you get back.
Oh, drop the gun there, Jesse James. There's enough holes in the floor already. Besides, there's cops all over, inside and out.
Who called them?
You're a little slow, ain't you, son? I did, of course.
But, Mother, you hate cops.
Well, I did. Till I remembered there was a reward out for Tommy, and I figured Nancy knew where he was. Hurt me to go back on my principles. But I forced myself, because I want to spend this winter in Florida.
Hey, what do we do, boss?
Oh, Mr. Forelli's a sensible man, Frank. He and his checkbook will go back to the old country and take a gamble. That's better than facing a double murder rap here, isn't it?
True indeed, Mr. Templar. Much better by far. Put up the gun, Frank.
No, not before I give it to Mr. Fancy Talking White Shirt wearer. Oh, ow!
Give me that gun, Frankie, before I break your martini arm. There, Frank, you have a little nap. And the police will be sure to make it your new home from now on. Will be on Rikers Island.
He might have killed you.
Yes, but he didn't. Shall we go, Forelli?
Sure, we'll go. But it's only a question of time for me, Mr. Templar. I'll be back. In any civilized society, money can buy anything. I'll be back.
And if you come back, I'll be here.
Maybe. In the meantime, I'll read up on Poe. He might have saved me a lot of trouble.
Hey, Mr. Templar, I read in the newspaper that Tommy Patchak got a full pardon. Gee, that's swell.
Yes, Louis. Tommy deserves a few good breaks.
Yeah. Hey, it's just two things of the case that bother me, Mr. Templar.
Oh? What are they, Louis?
You think a guy like Frelly would ever come back to this country like you said?
Oh, he'll try, Louis. So it's up to you and me and honest Americans everywhere to fight the kind of corruption that comes with money and politics.
Yeah.
So what's the other thing?
You know that day that you had me drive Tommy Patchak all over town when the cops was looking for him?
Yes?
Well, he talked about his sister, what a wonderful girl she was, and how pretty.
Yes?
And he was saying how hard she worked all her life, and how regular she was, and how pretty.
Yes?
And I just wondered, that's all, if a girl like that was pretty.
Yes. Louis?
Yeah.
The Voodoo Club is under new management. New owner, new bartender, but the same cigarette girl.
Yeah?
Well, let's drive over there. You seem to be out of cigarettes.
It's probably because I don't smoke. Maybe I'll take it up. I hear the doctors say it's good for you.